Welcome. Today we're going to talk about 4 insights from the Icarus Deception by Seth Godin. Before we do that, let you know there's a few ways to support the channel. Number 1, become a member, curtismchale.ca/membership. You get my newsletter and you get all my courses for free, including the course that talks about how I take notes on books. Or you can just take a course individually, curtismchale.ca/education, where you can just go take the course Getting Started with Zettelcast. And buckle up. Let's talk about some of the good stuff Seth Godin said in the Icarus Deception. Now, before we even dive in, actually, let's have a disclaimer on Seth Godin. His books are not like, they're kind of a collection of essays that are all in a similar vein. There's not like a big overall structure. So if that's really not something you're going to love, then it's just, Seth Godin is not for you. Like in any of his forms, all of his books are just like a collection of essays, just like his blog posts. Because a lot of them are just blog posts, actually, that he's repurposed into a book, which is good. Just letting you know. One of the first points I really like that Seth Godin makes is that we're stuck in industrial age thinking, in the thinking that if we work hard enough, we'll get prizes in the form of raises, in the form of, more responsibility and decent pay, but that's just not how the world works anymore, according to Godin. I found this idea mimicked in a recent book called 4,000 Weeks, when it talked about the change in trading goods, so your end product for something, as opposed to now trading time to building an end product. That's what you're doing, right? So as a programmer, I trade my time building an end product, not actually the finished product to a customer. Although if you buy my courses, you are buying a finished product. No matter how much time I put into that, it doesn't matter to you so much as long as you're getting the value out of it. And so he says we're stuck in the industrial age where we're selling hours, just like 4,000 Weeks does. And that we need to break out of that. We need to move to, I guess, a creator economy. I'm not sure he uses those words, but an economy where we are trading end goods, where people are free to do more of what they want, more of what feeds them, more of what brings them life, and instead of just trading hours all the time. Because trading hours is really not going to get you ahead, he would say. And it's just, honestly, we've read about this in a bunch of books. In, was it Siobhan McEwen? I forget the title, put it below, where she talked about benefits continuing to accrue to owners. So owners of businesses continue to make more money, whereas the people actually doing the work don't do much. Right? They don't get a lot of benefit out of it. 4,000 Weeks talks about the benefit for doing a whole lot of work fast and doing really good. Automating it is more work. That's your just employer gives you more work. You don't actually get any benefit out of that. Now, part of this culture and working from home was also given way to shadow work. So I provide my own desk. So if I take a job for someone, I provide my own desk. And a lot of times I provide my own computer and everything else. This is stuff the owners used to provide, but now they've outsourced it, even if you are an employee, that you get to do this shadow work. And you don't get the benefit of that work, really. You're just getting to supply something that the owners don't have to do anymore. Now, one insight that I think Seth Godin kind of misses is that you need to provide something of scarcity to have any value. And I agree with this. You do need to provide something scarce that people want, that they can't get in many spots. But what he glosses over here is all the barriers that people come up with, that they exist around them that prevent this from happening. So I'm clearly, you can see my face, middle-aged white guy, 3 kids, heterosexual, middle-aged white guy. I have very few barriers. But thinking about, even people I know used to know at the school that my kids used to go to before we moved, a lot of them didn't even have internet. So they do not have the same opportunities as me. They had to go share a computer somewhere else with someone to be able to have any type of opportunity that I have, let alone just be able to sit down and learn programming or read books or have this bookshelf behind me. They literally do not have the funds and the resources to do this. And Seth Godin totally misses this. I've seen this a few times. Actually, it feels kind of like what I have called white guy productivity. You see it in Time Off. This whole video I thought was white guy productivity. This is all good. A lot of it's really good for white guys, for ultimately rich people who have lots of advantages. But anybody else, anyone who has like any disadvantage, anything to overcome, like has it so much harder. And Seth Godin doesn't even address that at all. He just assumes internet levels everything, good to go, internet. Another insight I agree with Godin on is you must ship. Not enough to just talk about being an author, about doing something, about doing some video course. You have to actually do it. What I've found in my years of coaching, helping people, produce books, run businesses, a lot of people want to talk about being an author. They want the end product. They don't want the work. So if you want to be an author, if you want to write, if you want to do YouTube videos, don't talk about doing it. Talk about actually do it. If you are not sitting down to write daily, if you're not sitting down or when you can, if you're not sitting down to record some form of videos, to do something, you are not doing it. So you're not going to get there. You're not going to be an author if you're not writing. You're not going to get on YouTube if you are not recording videos and publishing them, even if they're terrible at first. I think I have 900 videos now. Go, please watch the first couple hundred. They're terrible, and they're on a totally different subject than you see now. So if you're not shipping, you are really just not going to get to that end goal because you are not even making a step in the right direction. Another strong point Godin makes, as we'll tie it up here, is that capitalism is broken. That if a business is too big to fail and we get it bailed out, that's literally capitalism not happening. Actually, it was just the shock doctrine. This is a book I'll be talking about in the future. This is people forcibly bringing capitalism and democracy to governments that didn't even want it, and forcing compromises on them to get any type of bailout, saying, hey, I know this dictator abused your population and murdered millions of people for years, but you still are responsible for the debts they incurred. And unfortunately, that population, that government succumbing to the International Monetary Fund, largely US run, and the US enforcing democracy on them and capitalism on them. Largely, capitalism is broken. We need to come up with a new model for something. Godin has nothing in here that says why, what the new model is, anything like that. I'm in Canada. I would probably lean towards a little more socialist, even a little more socialist than Canada is, right? We have partial medical coverage. We do not have full. I don't have dental. There's a bunch of stuff we do not have. Unlike some of the European countries that have more of those things, have a higher standard of living, and have just provided for their people more, because really we are so much more productive while earning so much less than we used to comparatively, that there's no reason anybody should have to actually work. We could be working way less. We should be working 3-day weeks, and it should be normal for that. But we have fallen into the mindset of any work is good, which is really a Puritan mindset. Work is good. If you're not working, you're being lazy, and this is terrible. So we shouldn't be doing any type of leisure, which actually contrasts to like Roman times or Greek times, where they said, hey, you have to work. Whoa, like that's something's wrong in your life. You should be able to pursue noble leisure, philosophy, stuff like that. So I agree with Godin here. Capitalism is broken. We need to come up with a new model. I have no idea what the model is either, though. So final question, should you read The Icarus Deception by Seth Godin? And so there's always a lot of maybes lately. If you are looking for a book with some, pithy insights just to get you thinking, then by all means, this is Godin's style. But he does not dive into any fundamental causes. He doesn't go any deeper. It's fairly surface level, in fact. So it really depends on what you're looking for. If you read lots of surface level on this stuff, then don't worry about it. If you need to go deeper, then Godin is not the one for you. Surface level, good. Deeper, not Godin's style. If you liked the video, thumbs up below. If you loved it, subscribe, hit the bell. YouTube will let you know something happened. You can support the channel by becoming a member at curtismchale.ca/membership. You get my courses included, and you get my weekly newsletter. Or you can take one of my courses individually, curtismchale.ca/education, to pick up one of those. Have an excellent day.